Still to come on the show, we will be looking at the public sector associations national shutdown tomorrow. It is worrying indeed, but of course, most of the unions have rejected government's 3% pay increase. So we will be looking at that issue. But right now, we are going to be talking with Matthew Parks. He is COSATU's parliamentary coordinator, and we're looking at a different issue, but equally important. And this is civil society organizations having once more demanded that urgent action be taken to implement lifestyle audits for cabinet members. Now, this issue has been doing the rounds for a long, long time, and up to now, nothing has come to fruition yet. What are we going to be doing differently this time around to make sure that it does in fact happen? Matthew Parks, a very good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, as you know, this talk has been around for a while now. We are now demanding urgent action. Where do we stand on this matter currently?
Well, we're still pushing. I think there's increasing political support and acceptance of it. Government, the president has said lifestyle audits are beginning to happen for senior officials in the state, for ministers. That's a positive, so there's a political acceptance. Now I think it's make sure, one, that it does happen. Two, that it happens at a regular basis, not just once and then we're done for it, because people can misbehave the next day. But I think also critically is about who does the lifestyle audit, and we think it needs to be done by a credible institution.
Hello, I've lost you there. Matthews, I lost you there for a minute. Continue.
Cool. Yeah, so I think for us what's critical is that it should be done by an institution which has credibility and integrity, and we think the South African Revenue Service is the best place institution to do it, because they've got the capacity of the systems, they've got the legal independence, and they've got the powers to look at people's bank account details, they've got the intelligence database, and they can cross-reference to your tax records, for example. So we think that SARS should be in place to do it, and we should be then requiring SARS to do it for all members of the cabinet, provincial executive councils, NAIDO committees, senior management of the state and SOEs. I think we're not pushing that envelope, but at least it makes progress that there is an acceptance of the need to do it.
Okay, civil rights organization OUTA has said that the only way the government will be seen to be serious about rooting out corruption is to start in-house first, obviously. Wayne Duvenage says that it should be implemented with urgency, exactly what you have said. And he also goes on to say that it should happen and happen properly. It shouldn't be rushed and should be done every 2 years. Your thoughts?
No, we would agree. It needs to be done routinely. We would even be happy to see it being done once a year, but it might depend upon the capacity, the time process involved. But it needs to be done routinely. It needs to be done comprehensively for all key categories of persons. And it needs to be done by a credible institution, which has got the powers to take decisions, to take action when needed.
I have some correspondence in front of me, and it says here that several departments and entities have already started with lifestyle audits for senior officials. Do we know who they are? Which departments are they?
No, we don't. I would take it with a pinch of salt. But
okay.
Look, I mean, historically there has been, actually let me be a little bit fair. I mean, historically, if you're appointed to certain positions in government, they go through a vetting process, so that could be what they refer you to.
Okay.
So if you want to get top secret clearance in certain strategic departments at a certain level, then yes, you have to go through that process where you must provide your bank account details and so on. And I think that's every 5 years to get your security clearance. So that could be referred into that process. But that's been done for officials. It hasn't been done for politicians. And there has been a challenge of a significant backlog in that regard as well.
But that's where it has to start first with the politicians. Okay, be that
Yeah.
as it may, you also have said that the only way the public will believe that corruption is being eradicated is if they see results. You go on to say, make it public. That is how we will change the public. There's just only so much that the police can do. That's how you will start shifting the culture, and it must be done by credible independent authorities, which you have already indicated at the start of this interview. Um, I'm kind of wondering how it's going to, roll out. It is, and you rightly have indicated that SARS might just be the correct institution to be dealing with something like this. Um, whom do we pass this by? How do we make certain that it is going to be implemented and sooner rather than later? Who needs to sanction and say to you, COSATU, and other civil society organizations that yes, we give you the green light, it's happening and it's happening today.
We need to maintain the pressure from all angles, from COSATU, from civil society, from the public. And ultimately, it's a question of getting cabinet to make the political decision and
Ah,
to instruct SARS to then act upon it. And of course, it also means Treasury needs to allocate the resources to SARS to make sure they have the personnel and the money to do so.
okay, Matthews, we will be watching this very closely because this has been on the cards for a very long time. And then from time to time, it seems to disappear. It goes under the radar and then it resurfaces again with nothing having been done. So we are going to hook up with you again sometime soon to talk about it. Sadly, we've come to the end of the year and lots of people and lots of institutions, government institutions as well, all go into slow down and shut down mode. So I guess this will start gaining momentum once again early in the new year.
Yeah, for our side, to continue to put the pressure on until we make progress, until it gets done, and even then to keep an eye on to make sure it actually is happening as we expect it to happen.
Okay, we too will keep our eye on the ball here at Salam Media, and we will undoubtedly be talking with you in the near future. You go well. Thank you indeed for putting the pressure on the powers that be to make this happen. Matthew Parks, COSATU's Parliamentary Coordinator, thank you for your time. God bless.
Thank you, you too.